You've heard, I'm sure, that I like to tell an anecdote or two. Well, life not only begins at 40, so does lumbago and the tendency to tell the same stories over and over again.
His talent at telling those stories was widely admired, even by his adversaries. And he seemed to have one for every occasion.
Governor Reagan, I now declare you to be duly installed as governor of the state of California.
Jack Warner of Warner Brothers, where I'd been under contract for a number of years, heard that I was running for governor. I understood that he said, no, Jimmy Stewart for governor, Ronald Reagan for best friend.
I, Ronald Reagan, do solemnly swear that I
Howard Baker told me on the steps of the Capitol at the time of the inaugural, he said, Mr. President, I want you to know I will be with you through thick. And I said, what about thin? He said, welcome to Washington.
He was a master at the art of wit as weapon. With a sly, well-timed comeback, he could disarm even the press.
Mr. President, in talking about the continuing recession tonight, you have blamed mistakes of the past, and you have blamed the Congress. Does any of the blame belong to you?
Yes, because for many years I was a Democrat.
His wit rivaled that of his two idols, Franklin Roosevelt and Abraham Lincoln.
He liked to laugh, President Lincoln. As a matter of fact, he was criticized for it once, and he said, if I couldn't laugh, I couldn't stand this job for 15 minutes.
Reagan clearly relished the job, missing no opportunity to joke about his favorite targets: communism, big government, high taxes.
If the big spenders get their way, they'll charge everything on your taxpayer's express card, and believe me, they never leave home without it. And if his campaign were a Broadway show, it would be promises, promises.
He won friends and votes by turning his opponent's punches into punchlines.
I will not make age an issue of this campaign. I am not going to exploit, for political purposes, my opponent's youth and inexperience.
He exploited his own age to a fare thee well. On that subject, he was happy to aim jokes squarely at himself.
One of my favorite quotations about age comes from Thomas Jefferson. He said that we should never judge a president by his age, only by his work. And ever since he told me that, I've stopped worrying. Just to show you how youthful I am, I intend to campaign in all 13 states. I've already lived about 20 years longer than my life expectancy at the time I was born. That's a source of annoyance to a great many people.
When things annoyed him, he often used a laugh line to get in his digs.
I was going to have an opening statement, but I decided that what I was going to say, I wanted to get a lot of attention, so I'm going to wait and leak it. So
he quickly gained a reputation as the Teflon president, to whom bad news didn't stick. His ability to charm almost any crowd helped keep his popularity high.
Now, I've been told that this is all off the record and that the cameras are all off. Is that right? Huh? I was told that because I've been waiting years to do this.
In the Reagan joke book, the nation's capital was always good for a laugh.
You know, you don't have to spend much time in Washington to appreciate the prophetic vision of the man who designed all the streets there. They go in circles.
But he also enjoyed slinging barbs at certain other world capitals, particularly Moscow and Havana.
It is said that Castro was making a speech to a large assembly, and he was going on at great length, and then a voice out in the crowd said, peanuts, popcorn, Cracker Jack. And he went on speaking, and again the voice said, peanuts, popcorn, Cracker Jack. And about the fourth time this happened, he stopped in his regular speech, and he said the next time he says that, he says, I'm going to find out who he is and kick him all the way to Miami. And everybody in the crowd said, peanuts, popcorn, Cracker Jack.
He would live to see the walls come down all across the world, a process no doubt hastened along by his relentless mockery of communism as something both barbaric and laughable.
The commissar in the Soviet Union who went out to one of those state collective farms, grabbed the first worker he came to, said, how are the crops? Oh, he said, the crops never been better, just wonderful. He said, how about potatoes? Oh, he said, Comrade Commissar, if we could put the potatoes in one pile, they would reach the foot of God. And the commissar said, this is the Soviet Union. There is no God. He said, that's all right. There are no potatoes.
For 8 years, humor was a key part of the presidential performance. As his term of office came to an end, it was Ronald Reagan's nature to leave him laughing.
As soon as I get home to California, I plan to lean back, kick up my feet, and take a long nap. I'll come to think of it, things won't be all that different after all.